This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and William Hill. Delighted today to be joined for the first time over Zoom, Mr. Abdul Khan. How are we, mate? Only 2 weeks away now. I was asking you what you're doing this weekend, but can't be too much, can't be going too wild. So, how are we feeling, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me. Just training hard for the fight, 2 weeks to go. Um, that's it.
Absolutely. Going into this fight, when they always talk about when you talk about early in your career, you're only 8-0 now, and the phrase that's always used is stepping up the levels, and I assume that's more what you've done this camp is just trying to step up the level every single time.
100%. It's my second 8 rounder. You know, just want to fight better opponents, and the more live the opponent are, the better you'll get of me. So, you know, um, the best thing about it is stepping up in each time, each fight, stepping up and showing the best of me.
Yeah. Do you ever find it difficult though when you say finding the live opponents because when you're sort of early in your career, you're going to get guys that are going to, as soon as you step in, they're covering up and they're not going to want to throw shots. And that makes it harder for you to sort of land shots where, and it makes you kind of work a little bit more. But when there's a live opponent that's actually throwing things back, you're going to work. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's a little bit more difficult at time when you're fighting the guys that are, hard to cover up and it's hard to show the best of yourself. But when you've got a live opponent that's pushing the best out of you, that's when you then get the best out of yourself.
100%, because against someone who's just covering up, you're just hitting arms and it's gloves, and sometimes they don't even want to exchange back, and it's hard to even find them openings because sometimes the best way to catch them is when they whilst they're throwing. But someone who's a live opponent, whilst they're throwing, you can counter them, and you can see a lot of openings, and it's someone that makes you look a lot better as it is, because you can only show so much when you're fighting someone who's just covering up. It's just like ain't a punch bag really. But it's good to get them fights in early anyway, because it's what you got to do in the game. And my last one, he was very game, and it's the better they are, the better you'll see of me.
Definitely. And when you say when you're in your sort of development now, and when you're sort of fighting guys that are in there to survive, with that, how important are then the sparring and the reps in the gym that you take? Because you're going to have probably, your reps in the gym will probably be a lot harder in the fight, and sparring to be a lot harder. So how important is it that you emphasize on your training camps going up to these fights that they are the hardest that you could possibly be, and you're pushing yourself every time?
It's really important because you're getting ready for the bigger fights in the future. So use these as stepping stones, and you can't overlook any opponent in the ring. And the sparring and everything's got to be intense. Spar really good opponents that you can practice stuff on and work stuff on that you're gonna be using in the game plan leading up to the fight.
How would you sort of assess that the start of your pro career so far? One thing I'd always say about you is, you're very, very active. You fought so many times since, the sort of the start of 2022 to compare to now. One thing about you is you're always active, and that's the best thing you can have as a pro, to be honest. So how would you sort of, on your own, on your own view, would you assess that how your pro career has gone so far?
Massive thank you, to my management, kept me busy. Thank God. It's what I wanted. I wanted to stay busy. I'm always in the gym training hard. And all I do is box. So if all I do is box, then why not fight as many times as I can? I'm always in the gym staying fit. I'm never out of shape or, not in the gym. So, I might as well use this time as I am as a prospect right now, keep fighting, because, I don't think like you don't want to be, not busy and then inactive, and then, you lose that momentum, and then, it's hard to get back going again. I want to keep something going, and then hopefully move up the rankings quick and keep stepping up in opponent, and yeah.
Definitely. One thing I can sort of say about you is, not many early pros can say that, you've fought in all different countries, and obviously this one's going to be in Dubai. What's that like as an experience for you, like traveling to all different countries? And, everyone always, a lot of pro people's pro careers start, I'm not sure what it's like up north, but, so you always got York Hall down south and this and that. But now, you're experiencing other things, which can't be bad for you.
Yeah, I've boxed on the small hall shows in up north, in Dubai. I boxed on, boxing on the box card, Amir's undercard last year.
Mhm.
So, it's just about getting my feet, keeping my feet wet and keep fighting. Whatever opportunity that comes, I will literally fight wherever and whenever. Finding Dubai is amazing. It's nice, but it's mainly business getting there, and it's
Mhm.
just about me and the opponent getting in that ring and fighting. Um, fine. You just want to stay busy, really. Whatever opportunity gets, I'll take with both hands, and yeah.
Yeah. What would you say, obviously you fought in Dubai a couple of times and people are saying, oh, Dubai and Abu Dhabi, places like this, that's the future of sort of combat sports when you see it, you see the UFC going there, match are not always going to do a show they're always there. What would you say about, Dubai and Abu Dhabi where you've obviously fought there? Do you believe that it could potentially in the future be a future of combat sports at home, like a middle ground in a way?
Yeah, yeah, you can say that because I think they're putting a lot of money into the sport. I think they're investing a lot, like in combat sport with boxing and the UFC you see, and yeah, it's good. It's good. I think they're doing a lot of shows there. I think they're trying to pump boxing as much as they can over there, and so it's nice. It's nice to see a country like that mm, back in the sport of boxing, and I think a lot of sports are getting there, like F1, as you see, and
Mhm.
it's nice. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, definitely. You just mentioned there about fighting on Amir's undercard. Talk to me about that as an experience because I don't. I'm not trying to, like as an early pro, that's not an experience that some people get. Like, a pay-per-view card, one of the biggest fights in the UK, and you had you were able to sort of share that night with him, and share that experience. Manchester Arena, sold out. How was that as sort of an experience when you first got the call for that?
It was amazing, honestly. It was like a dream come true to fight on Amir's card. I've always dreamed of fighting on a card with him. He's a legend and someone who I always looked up to when I was growing up. So, sharing a card with him was just amazing. Felt amazing. Like words couldn't describe.
You just mentioned there about someone that you looked up to, and when people talk about their boxing heroes, a lot of them are few. You got the typical ones, and you got the few and the far between, and all different guys. But for you, the boxing heroes for you couldn't have come any more closer to home when you look at Amir and you look at all what he've achieved in the game. How special is that for you when you coming up and when you were younger, you saw him getting all the lights and everything like that, and you realised that one day this will be me.
It's motivation. It's a lot of motivation. He literally put us on the map, Asian boxing on the map. It's just good to see, one of your own doing amazing and he and hopefully pick his advice up and his guidance, get you somewhere near what he did and it's just hard work and dedication and he's a very hard worker, so it just show that if you work hard you can achieve anything you want in life.
What would you say like your sort of first memories were with Amir in boxing, or just your first memories in boxing anyway? Was there a significant moment where you look at Amir, one of Amir's fights, or any boxing fight that may be?
There's a lot of fights, when I was growing up I used to watch quite a bit of boxing. I remember one of the early memories was like, I think it was like David Hay when he fought Chisora. That was like, I remember watching that live, and I think a few like I've obviously Mays fights with Maidana, and I remember watching Floyd Mayweather versus Victor Ortiz and these type of
Yeah,
fights and watch
that
these
ended
fights.
well.
I was a young kid then, I think what 8 years old or 9 years old. But I remember I used to like think, whoa, these are like, one day I want to be there. So
Definitely. Because I think, obviously, like you're obviously related to him, but for me, like some of my first memories in boxing were with some of Amir's fights. I remember winning his fights in America and this and that. So it shows that when you have a hero that close to home, you don't have to look very far for motivation for you.
oh no, 100%. I remember watching the fight with Maidana. Showed tremendous heart, and you think, um, he killed it. So yeah.
Yeah. And one thing you also said there, you said about putting Asian boxing on the map. That's something that not many people can sort of do that in terms of putting a whole community of boxing on the map. And then you to follow in that shadow, and then you also put that sort of the whole, being a pioneer for that as well must be a great experience for you that, not only you're just supporting your family, you're also supporting, a whole community of fighters there who want their shine.
Yeah, 100%. He's it's amazing to see how his like talent are coming up at the same time, and you just want everyone to do good and hoping everyone can fulfill their potential, and it's just nice to see everyone coming up together, and yeah,
Yeah. Where would you sort of say, how would you sort of describe Asian boxing in the UK at the moment? You've got a lot of great professionals. In your opinion, how would you sort of describe it at the moment? Not only from like a professional level, but the whole way through to the grassroots level as well.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. There's a lot of fights coming up, and it's just good to see everyone uniting, and um, it's amazing. You can't like it's good to see this type of stuff. A lot of people are working hard, and everyone's got a goal, and you just hope there's a lot of champions in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, just as we sort of finish this off, Abdul, what happens on May the 13th as you close the show?
Abdul Khan win 100%, 9-0.
Definitely, Abdul. I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me today. All the best for 2 weeks' time. Have a good time in Dubai, but as you said, keep it professional.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Thanks very
bro.
much.
Thank you.